What's going up? Zrat Hashem. The Kavod Shabbos, the Kavod Shavuos, the Kavod Yom Yerushalayim, 40 days until Shavuos, 33 days until Yom Yerushalayim. Bezrat Hashem will be starting our Yom Yerushalayim journey right now, right this second, even though you guys have been starting way back, way back. What's happening? The Chavar are coming for Tuesday. A little bit is also good. A little bit is also good. Chavar, 4 days until Shabbos Kodesh. There's a lot to look forward to. And we're just going to start off with Tefillah B'Shem Kol Yisrael for Pesach, Rubi Ben Yosef Asar, Bracha Bas Yehudis, Miriam Dodovus Chani Ucheved, Yonah Bas Basa, Shir Bas Basa, Saner Ruben Ben Mani, and every Neshama and Klal Yisrael, B'Shem Kol Yisrael. So too, Hashem, our God and God of our fathers, help us labor in your holy Torah constantly, day and night, in holiness and purity. Let our Torah study arouse the very roots of the souls of Israel, which stem from the premortal thought of God, which stem, all the Jewish souls are rooted in the letters of the Holy Torah, Bezrat Hashem. Tefillah B'Shem Kol Yisrael. And I also probably pronounced that word wrong. The Kavod. So, okay, Beseder. So I have another version of the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, Baruch Hashem, and I think we ended off the third part of the second halacha in the third siman. So we're talking about the articles of clothing that we're wearing, comparing us to non-Jews, and the examples that were given, just throw it out there, tying shoelaces. We tie shoelaces differently, colors of the shoelaces, right? So we're just giving some examples. Yesterday, a garment designed for showiness or modesty must not be worn by a Jew. So halacha l'maisa, halacha b'shim kol Yisrael. But rather, his clothing should be made in a style which suggests humility and modesty. The following is mentioned in Sifrei. You should not say that since they go out with scarlet, I shall go out with scarlet. Since they go out with kolsin, the word kolsin means weaponry. I shall go out with kolsin, because these practices are indicative of arrogance and haughtiness, which are not the heritage of Yaakov Avinu, our holy forefather. Rather, our heritage demands of us to be modest and humble, and not to be influenced by the haughty. Similarly, any custom or statute of which there is a suspicion of idolatrous intent or background should be avoided by Jews. Similarly, you should not cut your hair or style your hair as they do, but rather you should be distinct in your clothing and speech and all other endeavors, just as you were distinct in your perspectives and concepts. Similarly, it is said, I have set you apart from the nations. This is in Vayikra. Bezrat Hashem, Kira, Mashiach, always yearning for Mashiach, and Chaim's always yearning for Yerushalayim. Mamash has a place in Yerushalayim, and that's what we're going to try to connect to right now, is the soul of Jerusalem. Do I know Yerushalayim? No. Do I know Yerushalayim inside of myself? No. Do I want to connect to it? Maybe. You guys are allowing me to connect to it. You guys are allowing everyone else to connect to it. However, we have to understand the root of Yerushalayim, which is beginnings. The world usually translates the first word of the Torah as in the beginning. And what is in the heart? Chavra, before we continue, the sefer that we're embarking our journey on is the soul of Jerusalem for the next 30 days. The soul of Jerusalem, written by Rav Shlomo Katz, the collected letters, the collected Torahs of Rav Shlomo Karbach. So Bereshis does not mean in the beginning. The Medrash says that Bereshis means because of the beginning. Right? So we see the difference there. In the beginning versus because of the beginning. God created the world because of those people who know the secret of beginning. Some people only know the secret of the end. For them, the world was a waste of time, right? It's a lot of suffering, it's survival. The Medrash teaches us, Chavra, what is called beginning. What is called beginning? Israel. Israel is the beginning. The Beis HaMikdash is called the beginning. Avram Avinu is called the beginning. The world is called a beginning. Now we have to ask ourselves the question, the obvious question. Do we know why the world is called a beginning? The world is always beginning. And this is where we need to open up our hearts. Imagine, chas v'shalom, someone, I mean, this is like examples from Rosh Shlomo's writings, but this is definitely applicable to our lives. Someone is going to commit suicide, chas v'shalom, a million times. You know what you do? You take a walk in the forest, not in the middle of the market. You go out to the forest where the world is the way God created it. Right? God didn't create the world starting with Target or Tiptoe or Fresh Market. We go to the nature, we go to the trees, we go to the beginning. And what do we feel? You feel like you're beginning all over again. Once you go into that place of beginning, you have that fresh air of beginning. You have the re-energization of beginning. Why so? Because God created the world with beginnings, and the whole world is filled, mamish filled with beginnings. Chavra, we're seeing the word beginning a lot. Mamish, the most important thing, and we all know from the Torah from Rabbi Nachman, which the Tzaddik discussed it at length many times. So we're going to continue to say the word beginning. Imagine that we are overwhelmed, chas v'shalom, and sad, and we don't know what to do with ourselves. What do? We open the window to get ourselves a fresh breath of air. And what does that air do to us? It gives us strength to begin again. To begin again. Now, Chavra, we have to open up our hearts, and this is the beginning. This is the introduction. Mamish, not even the introduction. This is the root of what we're going to embark on for the next couple of days, next 30 days. What is Yerushalayim? What is so holy about Yerushalayim? Yerushalayim is so holy, Chavra, that mamish, when you remember Yerushalayim, just by remembering Yerushalayim, you have the strength to begin again. You have the strength to begin again. Chavra, Bezrat Hashem, we should be continue to discuss beginnings with each other. Just by remembering Yerushalayim, you have the ability to renew yourself again, to begin again. If we're talking about beginnings, we have to obviously mention Ezra Manis, who revealed to us the secret of the holy Breslevers. Right? How do they count? You would think the normal person, the average person in the street counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Breslevers, what do? 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. It's always the beginning. We gotta laugh. It's always the beginning. Woo! Fired up. Kobe Lindenbaum is fired up. Post-flight, he has all the reasons not to be on, but he comes on. Gives us strength for entire rest of the night, for entire week. He's showing us the beginning. If you have questions, comments, please feel free. It's just beginnings. It's just the beginning. Just the beginning. Oh my gosh. Samson, our engineer over here on the bottom left, says the secret to binary mathematics. Gewalt. And Kira knows as well, because he's also a mathematician, the holiest mathematician. And if you see at the middle of the screen, you have the Holy Brothers, Chaim and Kira. It's so good. So good, Chavra. Anyone have anything to share? Questions, comments? Donla, Reb Samson's mic is broken, but it's always on. Kara, questions, comments? Chaim, Kobe, before we conclude.
Just absorbing. Just absorbing.
All right, Chavra, let's continue to swim in the beginning into the shallow, shallow waters. Mamish. It's like we're always going to the pool. Every time we go in the pool, we should wear floaties. Gevalt. Chavra, have a great night. Be besimcha, be healthy, and let's continue our journey tomorrow. Bezrat Hashem, fire it up. There's no other way. Yom Rishon, 33 days. Shabbos in 4. Shavuos in 40. There's so much to look forward to. Fire it up.